What? No, I don't want to do the show. This isn't going to be like the last one when I was a little bit too drunk and I talked a lot. Because I haven't even listened to that full episode because I found myself insufferable. I seriously, I listened to 30 minutes of it and I was like, you know what? I'm done. You guys let me talk too much. You didn't check me. You should have checked me.
3, 2, 1.
That'll help me. That'll help me in post.
With the crazy mama, you are the bone by now.
You're a big Billy Joel guy.
Love Billy Joel.
What's your favorite thing about Billy Joel?
Tell you what, I love his hair.
You like Billy Joel's hair?
No, he's bald.
Now, I mean, he had hair once.
Yeah, probably.
He was kind of bald then.
Yeah, no, maybe that's what I like about him, because I'm balding.
Yeah, he was balding most of the time.
But no, actually, I didn't realize it for a long time. Until like the last year, I'm a big Billy Joel guy. Love Billy Joel.
You've always kind of been a Billy Joel guy.
Yeah, but not like we didn't start the fire thing. It's more like all the other stuff.
Yeah, there's plenty of other stuff. What do you mean?
Like Vienna, great song.
Vienna's one
really
of my
all
favorites.
of Stranger.
Yeah,
all of Stranger.
but he didn't like that album because he didn't make any money.
Which is a shame because it's like his best album.
Right. That's how
Arguably one of the better albums of the generation.
Of the time. Of the American Songbook. That whole thing.
If you haven't, you gotta.
What else is on that one? Piano Man.
Oh yeah, well yeah. Clearly, Vienna, Stranger. I'm sorry, I'm blanking all of a sudden. Was it? Moving Out. Parenthesis Anthony's song in parenthesis because that's a big favorite of mine. Anthony works at the grocery store, saving his pennies for someday. But it's really like you should never argue with a crazy mama, you wanna know by now. Like that shit's fucking
That's what it makes you feel?
Yeah, it just makes me feel like, hey, good luck moving up because I'm moving out. Maybe it's because I have an inconsistency in my employment. But that's like my favorite fucking song.
I'm not in the grid enough to stay on it. You can't threaten me with eviction.
Good luck, because I'm fucking out of here.
Or I'll squat.
Yeah.
You think I moved out, then you find I've burrowed into a cavern in the basement.
Guess what? It's called quiet quitting. I'm still here, even though I quit.
I'm homing from work.
I'm still making money, but I'm not doing anything.
The Stranger is moving out. The Stranger, Just the Way You Are.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Vienna, Only the Good Die Young.
The way you are.
She's Always a Woman. God, he really got boned.
She's always a woman to me. That's a good one. Yep. No, Stranger's a fucking great album.
Yeah, that's a problem, though.
Yeah. The William Joel problem is that
Piano Man's not on The Stranger.
Is it not?
No, Piano Man, I think that album was called Piano Man.
I think it's okay, because that song's not that great.
Piano Man?
Yeah. Also, We Didn't Start the Fire is not on that album.
Piano Man's not on Turnstiles. Piano Man, 1973. That was the name of that album.
Is this how we're starting the podcast?
It's a cold open.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But Stranger.
You don't have to wrap it up. It's a cold open. You don't have to bump it.
I'm just saying.
You don't have to.
I'm not wrapping up anything.
In conclusion, Billy Joel had an album called The Stranger. Does that make you feel better?
Buy it.
He won't even make any money now, I don't think, if you buy it.
He won't make money on this podcast, that's for sure.
He might. If enough of these people go listen to Billy Joel,
it might cause an uptick.
He may get a spike in the region.
But it's a good... and Vienna?
That's a great song.
Vienna's a great song.
You know what I love about Vienna is there was a really terrible show I loved on NBC called Smash, where it was...
That was people like sing. It was like Glee.
But it was Broadway, and they were trying to make
Glee.
They were trying to make a musical about Marilyn Monroe, and it was about the people that were involved with it. And the mom from the Royal Tenenbaums was in it. I can never remember her name. I love her, Angelica Houston. And then
that's exactly that.
Megan Hilty was.
I can never remember, but here's the name.
Megan Hilty was one of the girls who was playing Marilyn, and I fell in love with her. She was great. And then the other girl was on American Idol once. Her name was
Kelly Clarkson.
No, she's tall brunette.
Carrie Underwood.
She's very successful. She's great.
Tia.
I forget her name, but she was the real
something.
the procrastinist.
Bo Bice.
Yeah, it was Bo Bice. And Bo Bice wanted to be Marilyn Monroe, and Megan Hilty said, "Look at this ass."
I can see it. Actually, he had little slutty hips. I don't know if he had
on
ass.
Bo Bice.
Yeah, Bo Bice had little slutty hips. You know
somebody,
how to shake them.
Have we talked about him before?
No.
Somebody called him white boy at a chicken restaurant, and he had to go on Good Morning America and cry about it.
Okay, that's funny.
It really happened.
He also did a cameo on Scrubs.
He's also on Cameo.
Good for Bo Bice. I don't know.
I don't think he has hair anymore. I think it's short.
Clay Aiken was also an American Idol person that went on to Scrubs. I love Scrubs.
I can't wait to hear what we find out about him.
Clay Aiken or Bo Bice?
About Clay Aiken. Like right now, it's...
Well, he ruined my childhood by having the same first name as me.
But like right now, it's like, certain people who are older and more established who are, receiving justice for their crimes. We don't have to mention any of them by name because they may sponsor the show, and I'm open to that.
I was invisible. That's a Clay Aiken song.
Clay Aiken's young enough now. He's doing something right now that in 20 years we're going to find out and say, that was horrible.
You think?
I have no idea what it is, so I don't know. I don't have any evidence.
Hanging out.
You think Clay Aiken is just singing songs and then just being at peace at home with his
I think
photos?
we're sitting here right now doing what we're doing, and Clay Aiken is probably poolside, chilling.
He's very fair-skinned. I don't know if he could,
there might be an umbrella.
You think he's at a cabana?
Ooh, I do love a good cabana.
Where is Clay Aiken right now?
I don't know, but I did pay good money for champagne service in a cabana when I was in Cancun.
We don't have to talk about that.
A long time ago, but the weather was like kind of overcast, so it was like, this seems like ass. And then they had a bunch of the people that were doing the acrobatics in the lobby the night before, doing some sort of weird show, dancing, and then they filled the pool. They filled the pool with foam. And it became a foam pool party, and I was just kind of like, this is not what I signed up for. I just wanted to hang out by the pool and have some champers. Champers?
Clay Aiken is a father, singer, actor, and proud 10th generation North Carolinian.
Interesting. 10th generation.
Apparently in 2022, he ran for office in North Carolina. I don't know exactly what office. Congressional district, so he would have been in the House of Representatives.
That would have been crazy. I would have voted for him.
Yeah, but that means if he's already poking into politics, what else is he doing? Guys, welcome back to Jacob V Weekly. We want to start like we do every week by inviting you to check out Caddyshack of New Hamel, Illinois. That's caddyshackil.org. You can also find a tab that links directly there from jacobv.com, jacobvi.com. The only way to support this show financially is patreon.com/jacobv. We're holding really strong. All of my content from the tour I did in March with No Antics is on the Patreon. There's tons and tons of stuff up there, exclusive stuff and stuff that you can see before it's published and things of that nature. So everything's great. We're back at the Doorstop Studio in lovely South St. Louis, Missouri.
It's beautiful. I love all the wood.
I like to see this. The thing is just the fixtures in general. Mm-hmm. We haven't done a show in a minute because I kind of want to do a lot of them here now, and we spent some time here last week hooking up some of the beautiful infrastructure we told you about that we have here. All this shit that plugs into the wall, we now know where it goes.
Ooh, I do love doing that.
Oh my God, it was so productive. We had Molly from No Antics, shout out Molly. Mostly showing us what everything does and what everything is supposed to do. And I got to just kind of, be here and be like, try that. Yes.
Let me play this piano while
I'll play the piano.
You want some signal? I'll give you the signal.
I'll give you a signal, baby. I'm a signal
also,
generator,
Molly was
brother.
there on the last episode that I was in on. and I had a very fun time, even though I might have been a little bit over liquored.
Yeah. I'm trying to get. I'm just trying to keep her and her talents and her wisdom close.
Good people to have.
Lots going on. Very
Good
exciting
friend
stuff.
to have in the pocket.
If you haven't checked out No Antics, all platforms, you can also find music by my other band, Blinded by Stereo, on all platforms. We have a vinyl record for sale. You can order it on Bandcamp, and Matt will ship it to you personally. That's Blinded by Stereo on Bandcamp. We are going to be on for Ludacris and T-Pain now at the Confluence Music Festival.
T-Pain too?
June 1st and 2nd.
I thought it was just the Luda.
They added T-Pain later.
Holy shit.
So I'm really excited about that.
I just saw a video earlier today of him doing a cover of War Pigs, and I was like,
great.
God, I love T-Pain.
You just saw that today for the first
No,
time?
no, not the first time, but I was just on the road, and sometimes I irresponsibly swipe TikToks while I'm driving, and T-Pain's War Pigs was one that I was just kind of like, I gotta plug in the aux cord. I gotta get that on all the speakers because it was good.
So that's still happening June 1st and 2nd. I spoke too soon about the thing that maybe we were potentially doing with Bret Michaels. That's not happening. Bret Michaels can't be trusted. And
well, we knew that when Rock of Love happened.
This is why I never committed the hard date or location, because it was always up in the air. And I think if you happen to be in the greater St. Louis metropolitan area around July, you'll have an opportunity to see Bret Michaels with some really great local support that won't involve me.
But why not? What did you do?
It was like a maybe, and then it got hot, and more important people wanted it, and then commitments, and I'm not in charge of these things. I don't really book any of this stuff myself. So if I was in control of it,
I feel like you specifically did something that lost Bret Michaels.
Yeah, it's I may have reached out to him.
Did you tweet him?
No, he's on Truth Social.
The fuck is Truth Social?
That's the DT network.
Is DT the Truth Network?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's
is that like a religious thing?
You don't know Truth Social?
Never heard of it.
It's Donald's platform after he left Twitter.
Oh, Trump made a social. I didn't know that.
My God.
What? How am I supposed to, as a non-supporter, how am I supposed to know that? How many of your people in your Patreon know about Truth Social?
I just know about it from the news. None of us are on there.
Oh, okay. Well, then how the fuck am I supposed to know about whatever?
I'm trying to get initiated into the Illuminati with a new hit song that I'm going to start at the Confluence Music Festival with Mr. Ludacris. And then I was going to take it to Bret Michaels, and he was going to sing the hook. And then I was going to take the rest
of all the people
there.
that could sing a hook for a song, you want Bret Michaels.
No, that's just who I was going to be seeing. I thought I was going to see
all
him,
the people.
But I kind of may have put the cart before the horse a little bit, and may have reached out to his camp and said, "Hey, so here's who I am," and it was a little too transparent.
I think you put the cart and the horse before the road. I think you're getting way ahead of yourself.
This is what I'm saying. So yeah, before I had even confirmed that I was doing the Bret Michaels gig, just meaning I was going to play the same day as him. Right,
just be in the same space,
just to even be in the same zip code. Really,
maybe piss in the same toilet.
So I turned that into DMing him on Truth Social,
maybe pull from the same DC cabinet,
and explaining. What I should have done is just focused on getting the track ready for Ludacris. And then once I secured the verse from Ludacris, then worried about the Bret Michaels thing. But I got too excited, and I reached out to him and I said, "This is what my plan. I know you and Mr."
That is not good.
Let's talk to her. It's not cut some of that.
We'll just cut all that.
Yeah, that means she was at dinner with him and was so upset that she had to immediately come out and call us, is what that was.
And it doesn't help that
she has our location. If she wants to roll up, she can roll up.
Mark. She doesn't have my location. She has maybe your
my location.
I don't put my location out there. Should we get back into it?
We're going back in 3, 2, 1. So Bret Michaels.
Okay.
Bret Michaels is out, and it's going to be fine. I tried to improvise a eulogy for O.J. Simpson on Periscope the other day, and then I realized it wouldn't post it.
Why?
Periscope's not real anymore.
Well, so why would you try
because I was so moved by because you know what I'm going to miss, especially since we lost DT on Twitter. O.J. Simpson on Twitter has been my favorite thing for like the last 4 or 5 years.
I gotta be completely honest. I've never seen O.J. Simpson on Twitter stuff. So
his kids went through and deleted a bunch of stuff after.
I know. He just keeps saying like he didn't do it, but if I did,
no. It wasn't even about that. It's mostly him just talking to his phone about football that he doesn't play.
But he was.
No, but he's talking about football happening now. He's talking about like.
Well, as a guy who was once a big footballer, why not? No, I don't want to watch that.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's an old man by his pool screaming at his phone. He's got a big voice.
How did he die?
Cancer. He had prostate cancer.
Prostate cancer is horrible.
It's awful, but he also wasn't nearly as old as I thought he would have had to have been.
What was he?
He was like 79 or something.
He was not.
76 maybe?
He was not in his
He was definitely in his 70s. But listen, that was 1994 that he was on trial for killing his wife, allegedly.
It's very true.
And then he played football like in the 70s.
Did you hear the thing that happened with him with all that stuff? And literally someone in court asked him, is this retaliation for Rodney King? Someone's asked him in the trial for him potentially murdering his wife, which I mean he did it, but someone said, I think it was a juror, had a question.
I think the juror just said that in an interview after.
Was this retaliation for Rodney King? And it's like, do you think that the brutal police murder of Rodney King, which did happen, beating, not murder, sorry, beating, I'm way off.
I'm glad you're shooting from the hip on this.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and improvise 45 minutes about
the brutal
racial politics in Los Angeles in the 1990s.
King, not murder. I'm sorry, beating. That they just get to ask, was you potentially murdering your wife retaliation?
That's not what happened.
Yes.
No. You're talking about the footage of the juror who said this was basically retaliation against the LAPD for Rodney King.
Well, there you go. Now there's you knowing the information and not stopping me.
How was that? What else was I supposed to do?
Let me make myself look like a jackass. I'm ill-informed.
You're going to tell me later you let me talk too much, and I'm like, honey, you want me to hit you?
Yeah.
I'll hit you next
Slap
time.
me in the face.
This podcast is going to devolve into just the two of us beating the fuck out of each other.
Yeah, and it's going to be the best one we ever did.
And another thing that you don't understand about Los Angeles in the 90s.
Yeah. Why do you always pinch my arm skin?
I do have very delicate arm skin. R.I.P. to O.J. Simpson. Do you think they're going to study his brain?
I think that any acts like that it's been so long that I don't actually it would be a really good scientific study over, because it's been decades since then, but to just see if there's been a scar tissue development or any sort of growth in some sort of dead or contused space after the fact. But at this same point, it is a man who went through a whole thing and then died of prostate cancer, and maybe we should just leave it at that.
Let's leave out that he cut his wife's head off while his kids were asleep inside, and he stabbed.
Definitely probably did do that.
And he stabbed an innocent waiter 10 times in the face just to taunt him.
Maybe he did that too. I don't know.
He definitely did all that. Did you watch the ESPN?
I don't know if there's enough evidence. I don't know if there's enough evidence to support that.
And there was. There always was. It's just the LAPD was sloppy, and then Johnny Cochran exploited it for a civil rights issue, which I totally am fine with.
Also, if the glove don't fit,
you must have quit.
I thought it was you're full of shit.
If the glove doesn't fit, you were full of it, sir, Your Honor.
Even though
Johnny Cochran said,
even though years before the thing happened, he was wearing those same gloves on a broadcast.
I mean, look, they were making a lot of isotoners in the late 80s and the early 90s.
I do love a good pair of isotoners.
It was the premier glove.
What I like is before bed, I will pump a couple pumps of lotion into my isotoners, and I will wear them to bed, and it'll keep my hands silky smooth.
In your isotoner?
People did that.
Are they leather?
People used to do that. People used to do that. I don't have isotoners. I'm making it's a bit.
Oh.
But people used to do that. They used to put lotion in their isotoners
Mixing memories together.
and sleep in the isotoners so that it would make their hands soft.
Though they do that with a different glove. It's not an isotoner glove like OJ Simpson's
Oh, I'm
trying
sorry.
to
Is it the
find
guy's glove from of Mice and Men so he can make his fucking his wife hand holding hand so soft?
He can make his hand. You're like a 4-year-old that's crying.
You're a fucking asshole. No,
That's you were doing.
No, that's
your
not how I
eyes
did
were
it.
closed.
I just did he. That's not how I talked. Fuck you. Okay,
That's how you started to
Let's
talk.
move on.
I took it
Let's
one
move
click
on.
forward.
OJ did it. He died of prostate cancer years later. End of story.
You don't have to sum things up like that.
Yes, I
You
can.
just talk about them naturally.
No, I can do it right
I
now.
don't need you to worry about that part.
Guess what? Even when there's not a camera or a microphone, I talk to you the same way. You bitch.
But I think they need to study his brain.
Just cut it out. Look at it.
When did he
look at that? Look at the
actually play
brain.
football?
Huh?
When did he actually play football? Because I thought he played football like in the 1920s.
Yep. Yeah. And then he lived. Yeah.
And now he's only.
And then he lived 70 years, and then he killed his wife. What are you talking about? Get out of here.
11 seasons. Starting
11
with-
seasons.
Yeah, which is huge.
How many total yards?
And round one pick, he was the first pick in 1969. And then he was big in college too. He played in college from 65 to 68.
What?
And then he was first round number 1 draft pick for the NFL draft in 1969. He was Buffalo Bills 69
Was
to
he
77.
was he birthed in celebration of the end of World War II? How old is this guy?
And then he was San Francisco 49ers 1978 to 1979. And then I
Damn.
think he retired then.
Wait, this guy was playing football during disco?
Oh yeah.
That's crazy.
So imagine you play football before modern day regulation helmets.
They probably
at
had
a
leather
time
helms.
where you're getting pure, beautiful, soft, pink, luscious cocaine in the best
It wasn't
restaurants and
pink.
nightclubs
It wasn't
in
pink.
the world.
It was never pink.
The fish scale is, sometimes pink. If you buy like pure grade cocaine to cut
Pink.
yourself, they call it pink. It's got a pinkish hue. The Peruvian.
You sure it
pink.
wasn't the lighting?
Maybe that's heroin I'm thinking of. Can heroin be pink? I'm talking about OJ Simpson. I don't do these drugs. I'm not a Spider-Man.
I think we should move on.
But imagine you play football in college in the 60s where your helmet is like just another guy's face that you ripped off and stuck to your head.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Hannibal Lecter, yeah.
yeah, and then so CTE
Yep.
and then cocaine all through the 70s, which will literally fry a hole in your brain.
Mm-hmm.
And then probably through the 80s.
And all the lead and the gasoline.
And he was huffing gasoline, and there was lead in it in those days. They were trying to tell us then.
I'm surprised more people didn't kill their wives.
This is the thing that's so interesting about
That's
the
horrible
OJ
for me to
thing.
say. I'm sorry.
People say this a lot. The weird thing is that if he's such a terrible monster murderer guy, how come he didn't kill more people? Right? And I don't think.
Well, have you ever thought about the idea of like, okay, actually, there's studies of that with like serial killers and stuff in the past, where like, it's not that they desire the kill or they desire the process or the product of the killing, but it's that they tolerate so much for so long. So was she was with another guy, right? Was she not? She wasn't with another dude? There wasn't another dude involved?
Not one guy full time.
Okay, but she was being...
She was working the Brentwood,
Okay.
where they live,
Well,
the
that-
neighborhood.
well, hold on.
She was working.
Now, I
she
feel
was-
like we've delved into a space
she was
here.
eating a lot of dinners.
Okay.
Eating a lot of dinners.
And it wasn't his
lot of
dinners,
salads.
and it wasn't dinners that he bought and dinners that he made for her. So he had some sort of thing happen in his brain.
He also, the cops came there a lot. He was like beating the shit out of her.
Yeah, okay, that's bad. Yeah, but they were still married.
And apparently legally they were still married, but they were living separate.
Right.
And they were separated. But
That's what I was trying to get at. Yeah.
you don't
but
know
so-
any of this?
I actually honestly did not read up enough on the OJ case. I just kind of know.
You didn't watch any of the shows?
I just know he killed his wife.
Right.
Yeah.
But also he was in The Naked Gun with Leslie Nielsen, R.I.P.
Which I hear they're trying to reboot.
With who?
I don't know. Probably like Austin Butler or something.
Sound off in the comments. Who could possibly fill those shoes?
Who could be the Leslie Nielsen?
And we need a new OJ.
Oh. Who could be the new OJ?
Do we need a new OJ?
Nah, I'm glad you chimed in. Thank you. But you know what? I did watch a movie on Prime recently called Bottoms, where it's just a bunch of high school kids that create a fight club to increase like their like self-confidence. And Marshawn Lynch is in this movie as like the teacher that supports and vouches for the club while not being in it at all. And Marshawn Lynch is really funny on camera. Like Marshawn Lynch is a really good comedic presence.
Hilarious. I love Marshawn Lynch.
And so if they did try to
I'm in love with him.
Hold on. If they did try to make a new age Naked Gun, Marshawn Lynch would be great in it because his comedic presence was surprising to me.
But who's Leslie Nielsen?
That's the problem. We need a white-haired, just quick-witted.
I would watch Steve Martin and Marshawn Lynch do something.
And don't call me Shirley
I think it's
type.
supposed to be Chevy Chase, but
Nope.
it's
No,
not.
you can't do Chevy. No, Chevy's canceled.
I would not do that to
Joe,
Marshawn.
Chevy's canceled. You can't do Chevy.
I would never force that on Marshawn Lynch.
I was
Steve Martin?
talking more like
I said Steve Martin. You don't listen to me.
What
oh,
you talking?
Steve Martin. Yeah. that's a
Did you
good
say
one.
words just now?
Yeah.
Steve Martin would do it.
He's real old now.
And Martin
though.
Short would be a wonderful sidebar because they're best friends.
Yeah, put them together. They only work together.
The best thing about them is that they roast each other more than anyone else is the best part about them. So put Short and Short in there and have a good time about it. I'm sorry, Martin and Martin. Sorry.
Short and short. Put Too Short.
Too Short, Too Martin.
Too Short,
Fast and Furious 2, Too Short, Too Martin.
Yeah, that'd be a good reboot. If Martin Short was Paul Walker, R.I.P.
Sorry, it's Steve Martin and Martin Short. That I meant two Martins. Yes.
And Martin Lawrence.
If we had Prince still alive today, we could put them in it and call it Purple Martin. Am I the only one that thinks that's funny?
I don't know how much of this I can use.
What?
You're a nightmare.
What did I do?
I'm going to fight you.
What did I do?
Let's just fight.
This is a fun one.
I do like the clips of the podcast where the guys start fighting, like they have like a rapper on, and he's like, "No, you a bitch, dog," and then they get up and they start. Please don't hit me. I'm very tender.
Okay. Well,
I eat a lot of
Very
McDonald's.
McDonald's does make your skin soft.
I'm like veal.
But also, is this not a bad time?
Can I? Since you're here, this is a good. There's a couple things that I was writing down that I just want to share. About I think some of our family has like things that are regional in their historically, behavior wise.
There's nothing wrong with our previous conversation that warranted your saying I'm a nightmare. But go ahead.
Who? Okay. It was just funny. Why are we talking about Steve Martin? Because O.J. Simpson, because the Naked Gun. R.I.P. to O.J. Simpson. I hope we cut his brain open.
If they were to do a Naked Gun, Steve Martin would be a great lead. And Marshawn Lynch would be a great athlete to put into the thing.
I just thought we went really hard into that. Really passionately.
I don't think we really did. I think that you got a little bit ahead of yourself.
What did I do?
I don't know. Know what we're getting at?
I think that's.
I was trying to move on.
Let's go.
I forgot what I was saying. So since you're here, I thought we were. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Good.
I got you.
Good.
Hot and ready. So our family has things that I notice culturally that are specific maybe to families in the region or in that demographic in the region. And so I started writing down some things that I've noticed to share with, because we have cousins and friends and in-laws from other parts of the country.
We know so many people that
And there
our
are
weddings are
things
nightmares.
that I think are normal that other people don't know about. So I wrote some of this down.
Lay it on, Doc.
Let me finish this.
Yeah, finish pouring your DC
Let me just.
into your Taco Bell. What did you get from Taco Bell? Did you get one of them?
You know what? I actually also wanted to talk about this at
Did you get
Taco
a
Bell
double
today.
stack taco?
I had a thing called the stacker, which is like if I tried to make a crunch wrap, it's got like folded up. It's like a quesadilla but folded. and it had like beef in it. It was good. And then, but in the app exclusive, you can get the black bean crunch wrap, which I actually think is Taco Bell's best item.
That's been a thing for years, actually.
It's really good.
Never had it.
Here's my whole thing: is their new $3 menu? They do have like a double.
Not a sponsor.
They have a double stack taco that is fire, and it's like $2. And then they have like a.
I've had that.
Like a stacked puffy queso burrito or some shit, some dumb names. Like it's just cheese and meat in a fucking. It's good. Their $3 menu is actually the best part of their menu that they've had in a long time because they've been jacking up them prices. I used to go like spend like $30 for me and my fiance at Taco Bell because it's like, hey, listen, if we're grinding hard on the Taco Bell, we're gonna grind hard on that Taco Bell. And then they change shit, and now we get the $3 menu.
Hard on that Taco Bell.
We're grinding hard on that Taco Bell. We're grinding hard on that Taco Bell. That reminds me of like Business Time by Flight of the Conchords.
We're gonna grind on.
Because girl, I get naked, and I leave my socks on. I leave my socks on. And then before
I was trying to talk to you about.
Those are fucking brothers.
One thing specifically. First things traditionally in my family, you buy fried chicken by the half. Meaning, the smallest amount of chicken you ever buy is 4 pieces of chicken.
Is a half a chicken only 4 pieces?
Yeah. It's one breast, one thigh, one wing, one leg.
Do people buy less?
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. I've learned.
Oh, you're talking about like breast and leg, or like wing and thigh, or some sort of.
Those
version
are all
of that?
4 pieces.
No. It's like two piece.
Yeah.
So like, do you want a 2-piece white or a 2-piece dark?
This is what I'm saying. People
We will do whole chicken. Cause fuck half chicken.
No, but I'm saying you order by the half minimum
all day. But also, we grew up in a household with at least 3 people in it.
That's not the issue here. Sometimes 3 people get each their own individual chicken orders with just 2 pieces.
No, but I mean, we get a whole chicken.
We get at least one whole chicken.
Yeah, and we like sometimes you got to cut a breast in half. You just got to make it happen.
I'm not even into the breast.
No, I'm fine with a titty.
I like a half a chicken because if my wife eats the breast, then I eat the rest.
I'll eat a whole bird.
I want.
Sometimes when Danielle says, "Hey, if you're at Costco, can you get a rotisserie chicken?" I'll get 2 and I'll eat one in the car.
Sometimes they do the ribs that are hot and ready in the same thing as the rotisserie chicken. I've eaten those in my car out in the parking lot before.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta do
Because I already had the wet wipes.
Why are you nodding?
Because that sounds fucking delicious.
You're over there just like.
Yeah, I would totally
You're
do
like
that.
Jack Nicholson in Anger Management. You're like, yes,
eat them ribs.
Eat them. Just in there, just like
them ribs in the parking lot.
To the
Sucking on a
design.
rib.
You just throw the bones at the cart guy.
I saved money on a 10-wing platter at Costco, but I also brought home a pot pie.
Dude, those $5
I'm in that
rotisseries.
I'm in that wagon just chowing. Sorry.
That's that thing that you've been doing that is crazy.
What?
When you get real excited about something, so you scream the whole
Well, no, because I looked over.
It's exciting. It's a fun time. It's fun to be here.
You're just literally doing this.
No, it's great.
It's great. I'm in love with it.
All right. It sounds like you're irritated by
No,
it.
No,
not at all.
I think it's probably the peak, the volume whenever it gets.
Oh, it's 'cause it's starting
when
to
the
heat up.
And I'm not
excitement
saying
is
they shouldn't
expressed.
offer.
I should pick it back.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
maybe.
And I'm not saying that they shouldn't offer less pieces of chicken.
Yeah.
Just as you can see, we obviously understand that you're going to get at least 4 pieces of chicken.
I mean, have you been to King Edward's?
Right.
Out in Watson?
Yeah.
So their lunch special, their lunch special is 4 pieces and a side.
Right, because that's the minimum amount of
For
chicken
a
you're supposed to ever
reasonable price.
order, ever.
If you ever are satisfied with a breast and a drummy and some potato salad, go the fuck elsewhere.
Yeah, you don't need it. You don't. If you're, what am I going to do with all that extra
No.
chicken? It's not even
No.
a whole chicken.
No. You don't
You
even
can't
The
even
whole
bear
thing.
the suffering of the whole chicken on your spirit, so
you
you're only going
don't-
to eat
you
half
don't-
of it
you
because you're a
don't-
coward.
you don't get that much meat.
When I
off
went
of
to
a
Nashville for
whole
the first
chicken.
time, I
Just-
ate
hold
5 whole chickens in 4 days.
Listen,
Holy shit.
you don't get that much meat off of a chicken. You need if you want to sustain your lifestyle,
You don't get that much
the fuck
meat
you-
off
off
a
of
chicken.
a whole chicken. That's like, I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes. It's like that, but it's like you don't get that much meat off of a whole chicken. So how fucking dare you get 2 pieces and a side and try to act like you're trying to treat yourself?
Breasts, thighs, legs, drummies, wings.
Exactly that. Yeah. You name it. Like it's like you can't because you can't name it because you're limiting yourself. Hey, shoot for the stars. Eat a whole fucking chicken. Be Elwood Blues and get a whole fried chicken.
That was Jake.
Be Jake Blues and have a whole fried chicken. Or was it 2 whole fried chickens?
He said, "Can I get?"
Wait, was it 1 or 2?
It was more than one.
It was 2 whole fried chickens and a Coke, and then
4 chickens.
no, it wasn't 4 chickens. Google it. Google it while I pee. And how dare you?
You're gonna pee?
I'm gonna go pee.
Okay.
No, actually, I want to wait. I'll hold it. Google how many chickens the Blues Brothers would order.
4 fried chickens and a Coke.
There you go. 4 fried chickens and a Coke.
But the 2 comes from Elwood wanted 2 pieces of dry toast.
Oh, that's it.
That's the 2.
But they would share. We would share.
They never actually ended up eating the food, I don't think.
This is like that- this is like that time
narrative
that-
moved forward after they ordered
This is like
it.
that time that we did that podcast at like 2 p.m. And then you said, hey, you want to get some lunch? And then we went to the Golden Hoosier and ate a bunch. And then you made me pay for it.
I knew you were going to bring that up.
I haven't forgotten.
What, do I owe you one?
He said, oh, I left my wallet at home. After we had a succulent meal. A succulent
I think I
succulent
definitely
meal.
initiated the appetizer and then said, you got this, right?
2 appetizers. He wanted the tandoori wings and the French onion dip with the red hot riplets, and then we both got entrees. I know I'm yelling. Fuck you. I know I'm yelling. And then I paid for it.
Right.
Where my money at?
You want to go now?
No. What did you want to go back?
Let's go to the Hoosier. Run it back.
What are you doing? Hey,
Same order.
can you make this mobile real quick, Lou?
We'll just run. No, we're
We're going to the Hooge right now.
We're going to the Hooge.
We're gonna go drop one of the
Not a
Hooge.
sponsor. Next
Everyone,
item. Next
please,
item.
Please pause.
Next
We're gonna
item.
go to the Hooge. Okay.
Stacey Adams is the official shoe of the St. Louis funeral.
Why?
If you're going to a funeral in the city of St. Louis,
No, you go to DSW.
the ideal look.
Payless.
No. The ideal look. You can get Stacey Adams shoes at some of those places. That's the brand of shoe, the designer.
You're talking like Steve Madden shit. Like you're talking about it's a person's name that made a shoe brand that was lazy enough to just name it after themselves. Okay.
And if you're going to a St. Louis funeral, you got to have Stacey Adams.
show me a pair of Stacey Adams shoes right now. Those are boots.
They obviously make boots.
Those
this
are
is kind
those are
of
wedged
what I'm talking about.
fucking. Those are definitely funeral shoes.
This is like bedazzled.
Actually,
spikes.
if I owned a funeral home, I might have a side store that just sells those shoes.
And this is how I know I'm right, because you and me are from the same culture.
What if you showed
And
up?
your assumption is that this is exactly
Yeah.
the shoe for a St. Louis funeral.
You know what? Wait, what if you showed up to a funeral with some, like they're black, but they're like lacy and strappy?
the Dorado.
And then you see a store inside the front door on the right with some person named Jennifer working.
Look at
the
those
desk.
gold slip-ons.
And then you're like, wait a minute, those are way better for this funeral. Those gold slip-ons are bonkers.
That's what I'm saying. You are celebrating the life of anybody who's ever been to St. Louis. The correct vibe to show up with is shiny Stacey Adams shoes with a questionable color choice. Not a bad color choice, but definitely questionable, because you are going to assert the question. You're going to bring, maybe you're wearing like a lime green snakeskin short boot to grandma's funeral.
Yeah.
Right? And we don't know yet when you walk in if that's the right choice,
Yeah,
but you were going to say, hey, it's the only choice. Or with your confidence.
Or maybe you show up a little bit late and a little bit tipsy because you had to go to brunch with your friends while you were in town to the visitation, and then you tell the daughter of the person that passed, it was just really good timing that we were here. That didn't happen.
No, I mean, because they do the really bold looks. Sometimes I see some really good shoes of this nature at
That happened to me. That's why I was bringing it
Levin's
up.
downtown. Levin's hats. They have some of these shoes. They also have the best selection of plus size menswear.
Are you supported? Are you like sponsored right now?
No, I stumbled upon them. I thought it was a condemned building, but it's a thriving business where they have some of the best clothes in town. And
That says a lot.
I got these pants there. I'm wearing these pants from there.
I thought those were your Dickies bands.
Yeah, but I get my Dickies there. They have the best price in person in town for Dickies.
Oh. Is it just red Dickies or all
No,
Dickies?
any color you want in literally any size.
Yeah, because I own Dickies stuff, but
No, but they're cheap.
oh.
They're like as cheap as you can get them on the internet, but
do
no
you
shipping.
do you not remember at our cousin's mom's, or I guess our great aunt's funeral, where I said it was just really convenient timing?
Yeah, that was good.
It was bad. No, it wasn't good. It was bad.
To her daughter.
Yep.
A woman is dead.
Yep.
And you go to her daughter, say,
Just
actually, it was really convenient timing. We were already going to be in town.
Yep. That's what I said.
Jesus.
Yep. And I did not think about it, and I said it. And yeah.
But that happened. You know what? Mom did that at a funeral recently. She
But Mom also went to a
she
wedding
said-
dressed as a cow.
She said.
So
She said to somebody whose mother had just passed, she said, well, Happy New Year.
that's true. She did do that.
That was, and then that was much more recently than when she thought the wedding was a costume party, but she was the only one really wearing a costume, and she was dressed up literally like a cow.
And Mark was a cowboy, but he was just wearing overalls and a hat. And
But everyone else was just kind of dressed normal.
yeah, no, it was a dress up wedding, which meant dress up,
Oh my god.
and they
thought
thought
it
it
meant
meant
No
costume party.
way.
I'm gonna let you talk about it for a second. Please take as much time as you need because I have to pee so bad.
Yeah, so they were they weren't even 25. Right. And they got 2 kids at home, and they get invited to the invitation says dress up wedding is what I've heard. And they thought that meant it was like a costume party. Or maybe somebody had given them that interpretation and they trusted it even more so. Mm-hmm. But they didn't necessarily have a Facebook event to go confirm, right? Because it was
right.
it would have been 1994.
Yeah.
The same year O.J. Simpson was on trial for murdering his wife.
Absolutely.
And
Connection? I don't know.
so
We'll
he
see.
wears some overalls and a Stetson cowboy hat that's hanging up in my basement right now, actually, because he left it behind. And she is wearing a costume that I'm sure her mother-in-law of the time made her with an udder. And it's like a canvas cow print with a hood with little ears.
A rubber udder.
It's a rubbery material. It's like not just a fabric udder.
It's like legit.
It's approaching more lifelike than you would like.
It's got reds and pinks.
And everyone else is wearing. So this is dress up in 1994. So everyone else is wearing Lane Bryant or famous bar,
Famous bar. Dillard's.
Dillard's.
Famous bar.
I had some shit. I had some nice shit from Dillard's.
Me too.
And that was I talked about this last time with Kirkos, that was the same corner of the mall, Crestwood Mall, where I was seeing Santa a little too late into life. I was we go all through that motherfucking mall, and because I was the oldest of all my cousins, so we'd have babies every year that we had to take to Santa, and my grandparents were like, let's just take all the grandkids. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say no because I know we're going to Steak and Shake.
Yeah.
At the time, I know we're going across the parking lot to the Toys R Us, or maybe we'll get something in the mall. We're in the mall. There were
You gotta
stores
play
in
your
the
part.
mall.
Play
We
your
used to
part.
be a proper nation, and I had to do my. And we used to have fucking toys in the mall, you guys. You don't remember the joy
Of
going to the mall. Oh. Then you get to go to the food court. You don't have to fight with anybody about what you want to eat because everyone can just go get one of the 5 things. And but no, I remember I was wearing an Old Navy sweater. Mine was green, Clay's was red, and they were the same sweater. And I was wearing my little thing at the time that I was adding to it. I had dog tags I put on. And I'm wearing like probably khaki cargo pants and definitely some Skechers. And this may even be the era where my feet were too big for boys' shoes, but they were too small for men's shoes. So there was a time where I was wearing women's Skechers.
Amazing.
That just kind of had a neutral color vibe.
Yeah.
This picture's hanging up, maybe in my mother's house, or I've seen it recently. This is why I keep picturing it. And I'm wearing my dog tags and holding one of the babies, one of my cousins, standing next to Santa Claus. And I remember to go through the ritual, the whole thing, because we're paying for the experience, I guess, or whatever. Is they made me kind of like get down on a knee next to Santa and kind of explain, so listen, there's this game called Kirby 64 that I don't have yet, and my parents say it's too expensive, so I really need you to hook up the Kirby 64 for my Nintendo 64. So if you could run that up to the real Santa, that'd be great. And I'm like, I got like peach fuzz happening, like I'm I look like, in some cultures I'm a man. Not in mine yet, though.
Yeah.
We're talking about Santa, and because we were talking about the era of when they went to that wedding with those costumes.
What was the era?
Well, they
94.
wouldn't have been. They were young. They were still married.
It was mid-90s.
Yeah, early 90s, bro.
Yeah.
I think 94. I think it could have been the same year as the OJ trial.
Oh.
Or it could have been the year before.
Lots
Was
to talk
the
about
flood.
at that wedding. While they were dressed as a farmer and a cow.
And everyone else is wearing Lane Bryant.
Okay, so what's the aftermath? I need to know. They showed
here's
up.
the thing
My
is
mom tried to leave.
Here's the thing is, how did our mother agree to dress as a cow and him as a farmer? How did that work out? Because I don't feel like that was a thing that she would agree to.
Let's ask her.
I worry about her self-esteem at the time. You're calling her mother?
Yeah, do you know how long we're at? Hey, I'm so sorry to bother you. Can we get a clarifying question?
We're at like 40 minutes.
So, yeah, so when you...
Sounds about right.
Yeah, when you went to that wedding dressed up like that cow that time.
Oh, yeah.
So,
That's like my biggest regret. I married the same man twice, but that is my biggest regret.
but is that why he had that Stetson hat?
Who?
Father. Was he wearing a cowboy hat to that wedding when you were dressed as a cow?
Yeah, but he was like a farmer. He had on overalls and like a farmer's hat, I think. I don't think it's like a Stetson hat.
And then...
Why did she agree?
So when you walk in and no one else is in costume, do you guys leave?
No, we were late for the wedding. We walk in and they're having like their toast and everything. And I see that everybody's just in like cute, like spy masquerade, like glasses.
Oh, it's a masquerade, like a Mardi Gras
and,
thing.
Like Mardi Gras mask.
Eyes wide shut.
Walk in.
Ooh,
and
Tom
so
Cruise.
then we quietly back out and close the door again. But then an usher or something came in and said, "No, come in, sit down." And I had on a cow costume with a giant paper mache head. So we walk in.
Oh my God, I love it.
Forgot it was a head. I thought it was a hood.
Paper and shea head.
And it had udders. No, it was a bona fide. I rented it.
Oh my God.
No. Yeah.
You're so brave because you can talk about it now.
Yeah, I can talk about it now.
And so you stayed through the whole wedding like that?
We stayed through the whole wedding, yeah. And we even went out afterwards. And everybody that went to the reception, like, stayed at the
Now, hey,
Best Western.
this is actually the magic question. What year would you estimate that might have been?
5.
No. I thought it was 94,
Yeah,
but
you
she
guys
said...
were born. You guys were-
So it was 99 was then.
Oh, I don't count myself as alive before anything
Yeah.
of like 96.
That would have been
onwards.
Ask
that
her
would have been
about
1999.
ask her about how people reacted.
Yeah.
So did anyone react to that you were not in the masquerade attire, but that you were a cow?
No, nobody really said anything, which even made it more awkward.
So everyone was just under their mask, like, why is this bitch dressed like a cow?
Yeah, and it was like a lot of like trench coats and spy hats. It said "come incognito," so I thought it was like a Halloween party, like a costume.
Come incognito.
We thought it just said dress up, and you thought it meant dress up like a
party
cow.
and dress up like anything.
Okay, that's well. We should to clear your name and to restore justice to the universe. We did have to establish that. 1999, though. That's. I was really trying to sell it like you were a young kid at the time.
For the record,
No, it's still fresh though, and my eye's twitching now. Thank you very much.
Okay, I'll let you go.
Bye, honey.
Well, praise God.
I hope that got picked up
From the cow's mouth
in
itself.
the mic. I hope that picked up well.
So no, I buffered it. I just assumed it was like a hood with ears on it. It was a giant paper mache cow head.
This was pre 3D printing, so that
This was Y2K. This is the same time I have a hat, a blue baseball cap with a red bill, and a black digital clock counting down to the new millennium. We had two of them,
I remember those hats.
but the batteries died shortly after
They did because they probably thought that the world was going to end.
They didn't think they needed fresh batteries in them.
Yeah, let's put those double A's in that hat that we found in our couch.
Jesus.
Holy shit!
Stacey Adams shoes, fried chicken by the half.
I can't believe that we're talking about those other things when this kind of thing did happen. You should have your mother on this podcast.
I invited
Our
her.
our mother. I don't always say your
it's
mother.
late for her. If we're gonna do a podcast with Mom, we got to start at like 2 in the afternoon.
She's out drinking. It's Friday night.
She's not out.
7:00.
She's-
Yeah,
she may be outside.
Well, okay, she's drinking. You could have her in a Boda box on this podcast easily and literally ask her anything and she'll tell you. Why would you not, actually? Why am I here?
I asked her to come meet us.
She should be here.
I told her that before you even got here. I said you should come meet us.
That would have been a really fun podcast.
It's coming. It's coming soon. She's a member of the Patreon. Which means she is owed at least one appearance on the show.
And she also is owed, due to being on the Patreon, exclusive access to any of the inner workings of Jacob V or his peoples.
Peoples?
Like
who? We talked about that. We did plug the Patreon. I appreciate you helping with that.
Yeah, I was trying to help a little bit, but now you're questioning me and I'm getting a little bit spiteful. The people that follow you on Patreon and subscribe.
Did you hear? This is fresh. So I do want to hit this. Did you hear that we have a new cult in town?
The Festus thing?
In Festus.
So bring that up to me because I don't really know much.
Cult in Festus. Some people ring alarms about new church. This is from...
Cult in Festus! Go ahead.
Exactly. Exactly. Former members of a church that is getting ready to open in Festus say it's a cult and warn people to stay away.
Well, what is it?
They claim the group's leader misrepresents his credentials, teaches a mix of Christianity and the occult, holds strange rituals, and condones polygamy. I got a text message.
So I'm sorry. What's the deal with the cult? They're humanitarians. I'm sorry.
They're Unitarians?
No. What's the thing I keep forgetting? Something about something.
Humanists. No, that's not what this is.
Secular humanists.
That's not what this is.
What are they doing? Are they dancing with snakes? Are they
Antecedent Orthodox.
grooming minors? Because that seems to be a big thing in religion these days.
Nothing has been open to the public there yet.
What's the title of their focus?
So the church is called, his group is called St. Sophia's Antecedent Orthodox Church.
What the fuck does antecedent mean?
Antecedent means like something that is a precursor to something else. So he probably is preaching that we are in the pre-end times. And he's probably asking his people to do very specific things I'm just assuming if that's the word.
Well, have you not heard the thing about how Mormons...
They're probably really into Revelation.
Have you not heard the thing about how Mormons and something in their scriptures have led them to believe that the state of Missouri is the promised land for post-apocalyptic America? So
I've been saying
Mormons are selling their properties elsewhere and then moving to Missouri and buying properties specifically to...
front row seat.
Be present for the apocalypse. If there are 4 horsemen that come down, it will be in Missouri, and they will have, like you said, front row seats.
They're going to ride. They're going to ride right through the Gateway Arch
because they technically own property here. They are safe. So a big part of the Mormon community.
They just have to own property, or do they have to be on it?
No, own and exist in, yes.
They have to live there.
It's not like they bought it, but they're still living in Florida.
Well, because people do that. They'll just buy something in a city just to ride the price up.
No, they're buying it to live there to survive the apocalypse.
Well, I'm already here. I'm right down the street.
I done been here.
I would. Hey, Mormons make
Yeah.
decent neighbors.
Hey, don't call it a comeback. Been here for years.
Mormons haven't been here that long.
Yeah, no, they really haven't.
That's why I had to say that.
But yeah, I don't know. I like to feel like I'm ahead of the curve because I was born and raised.
Period.
Born and raised.
Born and raised.
Listen, once upon a time I was born, and then I spent some time as a tadpole version of myself before my cerebral cortex could
When I
form.
came out,
I was baptized at a young age in the waters of the Merrimack. You know, right over there by the Simpson Park. We went out there and we got it done and we did it right. We did it right for God. We got right with God.
Did you get baptized in there?
No.
I got baptized in
I got-
grandmother's sink repeatedly.
I got baptized in a church. You ran away.
Hey, that guy was scary. We didn't know him. If you're really about some shit and this is your fucking church, you want to baptize me and then introduce me to the motherfucker. Let's go to church every
I'm
Sunday.
Go ahead and take you ruthlessly defending yourself in that situation and then putting this on you. How many times have you let a stranger do weird things to you in your life after that and thought it was okay? This is also bringing up your adult life before you quit drinking, where we used to just let shit happen to us all the time. All the time.
I have to say I don't know specifically to what.
Well, there you go. So maybe you were just kind of being a little bit of an asshole and you should have just ridden it out and let that weird man splash water on your forehead.
No, this is not my fault. This
Well,
could have
guess
been
what?
corrected.
Guess what?
This
Guess what?
could have been
Guess what?
corrected.
Guess what? Guess what?
By the adults
Guess
in
what?
charge at the time.
Guess what? Guess what? I'm gonna keep doing it like I'm hitting a button and like I'm a DJ hitting a button. Guess what? I got baptized that day and you didn't. Guess
We
who-
should have been baptized as infants. What about our
Guess-
souls?
Guess who's going to hell and guess who isn't?
I got baptized later.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
I don't think you did.
I should have been baptized as an infant.
I think that mother told you that you got baptized later to make you feel better
I
because you
remember
felt
getting
guilty
baptized later.
because you were feeling what is called Catholic guilt. I got baptized. I don't think you did.
I got baptized later. You were there.
If it was in your father's mother's sink,
No, that was before the Catholic thing.
or the pool at the YMCA, different stories.
I think a chlorinated
Jacob,
pool is a
Jacob,
great way to do a
Jacob,
baptism.
Shut the fuck up. Do you really think?
You literally said to me earlier. You said you can't let me talk that much.
Okay.
And
Do
then
you,
you
do
just
you really?
screamed at me.
Well, okay, listen to me. Do you really think that your grandmother tried to baptize us 10 fucking times at the YMCA or in her kitchen sink after you already got officially baptized? No, you never got baptized.
No,
the
I
only
did.
reason we
When
went
I
to
was-
the Y so much for the pool
Clay, you were
was
there.
because
Clay, you were there.
didn't.
Clay, you were there.
I did. I was
we
baptized.
did it at Pilgrim. I have,
That's
to,
a-
I have to cut all of that where you said her full
no,
name, you
no,
dumbass.
No.
We-
Pilgrim was a different church, and you were confirmed
I
Christian.
got baptized first.
No,
Same ceremony, same day. Yes.
No.
Yes, absolutely.
No.
Let's drive down
I was there. I was
It's
there.
in the Akashic records.
Let's go.
You were there. You don't even remember.
Let's go, and then let's go see if the will give me a cheaper price on a wedding because it's a really cool venue. Let's go. It's right next door to it.
You understand, like, how tangential some of that is?
Define the word tangential.
Unrelated to what we're talking about?
Oh, is that what that means?
like going on a tangent.
Oh, there you go. Thank you. That's really good.
I didn't know how to bridge that gap.
You just felt like saying the
The
word
literacy
tangential.
crisis in this country.
Well, I went to public school. But I don't think you ever been baptized. I think that's why she did it so much. I think that's why she did things.
Your stubbornness.
I think that you don't have enough to talk about right now, so
That's
you're
not
taking
true.
it out on me.
I haven't been able to get to most of it
Get to the list,
because
bitch.
you're screaming about Steve
Well,
Martin.
Okay, well, Steve Martin and Martin Short would be
And
a
you're
great
insisting-
addition to a new age Naked Gun, and Marshawn Lynch should be in it.
Martin Short Lynch.
Marshawn Lynch is what I said.
Sorry to bother you again. Clay's being an asshole. Will you explain to him that I got baptized on the same day I got confirmed?
Calling him our mother again?
Oh, I forget. How did that work, honey?
Yeah, they did them both on the same day. He's insisting I was never baptized, which is just not true.
You were baptized at the Holiday Inn swimming pool.
Repeatedly.
Okay, give me the phone. Okay, so listen, it's Clay.
Hold it up to the mic.
Okay, Mom, this is where I'm getting at. Why would Doris try so many times? Are you listening? Why would Doris try so many times if he had not been if he had been officially baptized? So I got officially
later.
baptized. Shut up. I got officially baptized, and then he never did. So then Doris thought, if I do it 10 times for my husband Jesus, it'll happen.
No, she said she always thought he had demons because he resisted that in-church baptism.
He does have demons.
Can I say something? How come you didn't baptize us as infants like normal people?
I was busy, man. I was just trying to make it.
It's fair.
Hey, you gotta stack that paper, boo boo.
It's fair. There was no paper to stack. That's why she was busy.
And do you think maybe I would have been less resistant to the baptism if like we had a relationship with that church and that guy, and maybe we had ever been there before?
You went to school there. What the fuck do you want? I want to say this to you. I don't think I baptized you. I don't know why, really, because I always believe.
I confirmed that he got baptized too.
Yeah, Claire says you got baptized because you got confirmed.
Right. They did him the same day. It was 2 separate pieces of the same ceremony. Everybody was there. Because he's being an asshole. He's insisting I was never baptized. This is the strangest thing to argue about. He's being very...
No, you made it a big deal.
Yeah, I didn't make it a big deal.
You made it a big deal.
And it wasn't even about that.
I don't even care about
He's
religion.
mad because he drank the Kool-Aid.
You're mad because you did everything that priest wanted you to do, and you let him cuck you like that. And you're mad at me because I'm free, because I have liberty, because 1776 will commence again.
What the fuck is that?
I'm telling you, I have freedom and liberty in my heart. I will live on the street before I bend the knee.
Listen, you traumatized your Aunt Cindy because she was going to be your godmother. And you were like, I don't even
Oh, she would have been a really good godmother.
Yeah, well, you don't have one.
But you never got baptized, so here we are.
All right, I gotta go. You've been baptized like 20 times. Bye. Fuck. How long are we
In
at?
the YMCA. Are you mad at me? Because you
Not
can't.
at all.
You can't be mad at me because
I'm not.
you're
I
a
love
liar.
it. I think all that we've learned is we gotta
All I support on this podcast is the truth.
we gotta do this with Mom next week.
Yeah.
Let's say
Why the
you
fuck
brought
have you
that
not?
You've never brought it up before now.
You never brought it up before, but you asked if like you should bring Dad on the podcast, and I was like, no. But then Mom on the podcast makes sense. That lady's got some words that she wants to say.
Dad would have
the
to be a
world.
Patreon only, just because he's off the grid in his vernacular.
Well, you know what? You know what? We got a chair there. Let's bring them both on at the same time.
They did that to me once on accident.
Oh, the No Antics show that I went to,
No.
where they both showed up, and I had to sit there awkwardly between the two of them while they sat across the table from each other, and just that was fun. The show was amazing.
No, one time Mom and I went to lunch, and then he was walking out, and then he sat and had lunch with us.
A second lunch?
Well, he didn't eat again, but he hung out and talked to us while we ate lunch.
Hate that.
Yeah, that's not great. I would have eaten again.
This one's rough.
No, I think we got some good clips. Guys, Jacob V Weekly, I'll probably be back tomorrow doing something else to make up for whatever happened here.
No, you know what? I think we had a good time, and also it's
Things are
been a
great.
minute.
Things are
I mean,
great.
God forbid you invite
Things
me
are
to be on
great.
your podcast. Like,
No, I
it's
needed
awesome.
it. I was going to talk about all that stuff.
I'm so glad I was here for this with you. Jacob B. Weekly.
Jacob V Weekly on all platforms. JacobV.com, Patreon.com/Jacob V Caddyshack.
Hola, hola.
Holla, CaddyshackIL.org. Go stream my
Fembots?
self-love anthem Hair on all platforms by Jacob V. Easy Living is also my quarantine anthem. And then I have a new single coming out. There's a live version on my live album from 2019, but I have a new single coming out finally on its own, and then we're going to do remixes and different versions and stuff with it. It's going to be really great. No Antics has new stuff dropping like every other month for the rest of the year. And
Blinded by Stereo is going to be opening for Ludacris and T-Pain.
and to Pain. June 1st and 2nd, the Confluence Music Festival. All that stuff's on jacobv.com. We love you. Be safe.